Namaste, Prakash here. I am always fascinated by nature. There is so much that we can learn, so much that we can imbibe, how it teaches us all the time. But many times we miss this very important lessons in our life. Let me just take in this today's session on what we can learn from the solar system that we are present. Let's take the concept of Earth, Sun and the Moon. If you really understand that Earth is exactly positioned at the right place in the entire solar system for life to progress. Let's take our own life. Let's take that, say we are the Earth, and whatever happens on the Earth, whether it is the natural cycles, the weather patterns, the crops, the various life systems, it is all mainly because of the position of the Sun. Without the Sun being where it is, there is no way in which life would sustain on Earth. Scientists have said that if the Earth moves even 1 or 2 inches closer to Earth, closer to the Sun, all forms of life in Earth can be completely burnt. If it moves away even by a few degrees, few inches from where it is in the axis that it revolves around the Sun, it is said that we might have ice age. Hence, there is a beautiful balance that Earth maintains near the Sun in its orbit, not getting too close, not getting too away. But do we as Earth, or as a person who represents Earth, understand the importance of Sun? The one which gives the complete life sustenance, without which we cannot exist. In fact, if it is not there, we would rather exit. Let's take the concept of Moon. What is the role that it plays in this entire drama? If Earth is us, in a spiritual term, the Sun is nothing but the Guru. The light that it gives, the protection it gives, is nothing but the transmission that the Guru is continuously giving you to ensure that the way life sustains on Earth, that you sustain as a disciple and you continuously progress. The gravity that is there, which holds you between the Sun and the Earth at its distance, can be said to be in some way the love that exists which bonds you and the Sun, which keeps you at the right distance. One thing that is very clear, the way the Earth might vanish if it either moves too close or moves too away from Sun, we also need to be close enough to the Guru, not too far away, not too close. Maintain that perfect balance where everything that needs to flourish, everything that needs to happen at the right time. The Sun does not come and ask the Earth, what do you need? The Earth doesn't need to go and ask the Sun, please give me this. There is this silent, natural relationship which exists, which ensures that the Sun gives and the Earth receives. And many times the Earth is not even aware. The idea is that to create that awareness that without the Guru, life does not exist. What is the role of the Moon? Moon is our little ego. Whenever the Sun is away during the night, as they say, it's not away, but in some way we present the other side so that the Sun seems to fade itself away. The little ego which reflects the Sun, which is nothing but the ego having surrendered, takes the sustenance from the Sun for it to keep reminding you that I am reflecting the glory of the Sun for you to know that tomorrow morning you will again have the date with your Guru. When you start the day, when you meditate, when you close the night before you go to sleep, the role of the moon is to ensure that it keeps telling you that I am there, I am there to help you progress. I am there to understand the value of the sun. Imagine if there is only moonlight. Without the moon, of course, they say that the waves and tides, many of them, are not controlled. So the individual movement, the individual progresses that we make in our material life, the balance that we need to bring on other friends, for that the ego is essential. But what would happen if moon refuses to go when sun is present? When moon comes in between the sun and the earth, it tries to eclipse the sun in some way. The same happens when your ego comes between you and your guru. In some way, you tend to eclipse the sun, the guru, from your view, thinking that moon is more important, which is your ego is more important. Imagine what is likely to happen if sun comes in the way, which is what happens very frequently. It creates a lunar eclipse. In some way, it's not an eclipse, but it's in some way a merger to show you that your ego, in a very subtle way, when it is surrendered to the guru and you allow it to work, the cycle of the moon, which takes place every 28 days, as they say, happens, and which sustains all that needs to be sustained for you to progress in your life. And yet, without the presence of the sun, nothing is going to move on earth. The same is true for a spiritually inclined person. When you are as a kid, you might not have understood the complete cycle of the sun, earth, and the lunar play. Imagine then what are the other planets? The other planets are also in some way connected to the sun, and they are also revolving. They are like other spiritual practitioners. For whatever reason, they have chosen a distance and a location with the guru which they believe actually serves them well. You have chosen a path, you have chosen a location in the spiritual orbit system, and in some way it serves you well. If earth has to move away, or if earth has to move closer, it's not going to help it. Likewise for each and every one of them. Each planet serves something in the solar system, the way in which we all serve as practitioners in a spiritual system. If we understand the concept well, there is a lot that we can imbibe from the value. Without sun, life doesn't exist. Without sun, we don't exist. Without a guru, our spiritual life does not exist. Why spiritually? Even we may not exist. The protection that we get from the sun. If we get too close, it's not good, as they say. The rays, the flares and other things from the sun can hurt you. That's why they say you need to maintain the right distance from the guru. Not too close for the heat to consume you, not too away where you lose the advantages of what the sun can offer you. Yet, always being present in the face of the sun in some way, showing a silent gratitude and love and affection for that light that keeps continuously coming to you, the transmission, which also in some way beautifully purifies the system. It creates the atmosphere, it creates everything else that is essential for life to survive. This is exactly the example that I wanted to share and show that what it really means for us to exist peacefully in the presence of the sun, drawing the energy, allowing our ego to play to the extent that is sufficient to keep us on the path whenever the sun is away, whenever we are not having that transmission in some way or another. The moon is there to tell you that I am still reflecting the glory of the sun, and the sun will come again. In some, it does not exactly convey the way in which the relationship of a disciple and a guru has to exist, but in some way it just shares an example of how nature continuously keeps sharing several examples for us to learn from. Let's be on earth, understand the importance of the sun, understand the importance of our little ego, which still has to be a reflection of the source of the solar system, which is the sun, and see what and how the lives flourish, how you become prosperous in all fronts on your life. Thank you.